What do all these species have in common? These are all invasive aquatic species. Today, I'm going to go over what is an invasive species, the effects and threats they have on the environment, specifically aquatic invasive species, what are some of the common species and how to prevent or reduce these threats to the environment. An invasive species is an introduced non-native species or organism to an environment that overpopulates or harms this new environment. The introduction of the new non-native species most often causes environmental or economic harm to the newly invaded ecosystem. Once an invasive species establishes a population, it is often irreversible and the damages can often be seen for many generations. In the United States alone, it is estimated that there are currently more than 250 invasive aquatic species posing threats to the U.S. national parks. Invasive species negatively affect the environment and ecosystem in a variety of ways, which include outcompeting native species, which can result in their extinction, altering natural ecological processes, and overall disruption of coastal and lake ecosystems. Without proper checks and balances, invasive plants and animals could potentially alter or damage the balance of life in the current environment. There are also high expenses associated with maintaining, monitoring, and the removal of these invasive species. There are hundreds of aquatic invasive species in the U.S., but some of the most common species include green crabs, zebra mussels, hydrilla, and northern snakeheads. Green crabs originated from Europe and have invaded the U.S. west coast, altering the ecosystem by threatening the current marine population by competing with natives' food supply and by being a parasite host which harms local birds. The zebra mussels also came from Europe and have been very invasive to U.S. freshwater lakes. Zebra mussels have very few predators and spread rapidly. They can attach to any hard surface, making it easy to transfer from different bodies of water. Hydrilla is a fast-growing aquatic weed that is native to Australia. It has a reputation for disrupting water flow, altering pH, and even depleting oxygen levels in the water. Another aquatic species is the northern snakehead, which is native to Asia, but has since become introduced to the New York water systems by aquarium dumping and through intentional releases. The northern snakehead breathes air, making it able to live on land for long periods of time out of water. Prevention. The removal of aquatic invasive species is both expensive and difficult. Zebra mussels, for example, are impossible to remove once a species is established in a new environment. In this case, prevention is key to decrease the spread of this organism by thoroughly washing your boat, and after entering water sources, hydrilla, green crabs, and northern snakehead can be removed, but at a high cost. The most effective way of prevention is by educating the public about repercussions of invasive species and the long implications of releasing a non-native organism into the environment. Besides the zebra mussels, introducing these mentioned native species have been purposeful and potentially avoidable. Educating others on invasive species and knowing the environmental impact to the ecosystem is important to the overall prevention and spread of these species. Invasive species are a real threat to our current environment. The irreversible damages these invasive species have on the environment have long-lasting detrimental impacts on our ecosystem. Therefore, it is important for everyone to be educated on the subject and be willing to do their part in preventing and decreasing the spread of invasive organisms.